Hi guys, Jody here from Plant Junkie Creations. Sorry about the mess I've got going on right now. I'm remodeling my plant room. I am also on Instagram and I sell these plants on Etsy. And today I'm going to be showing you guys a video all about peperomia propagations, and I've never done this before and I got success. And I will be posting these at my shop on Etsy if they succeed in the soil. So let's hope. Right now, I'm going to be showing you guys some propagations I've done through leaf cuttings. I just put it in this little Ziploc bag and created like a greenhouse effect. I did this on June 26th, and it is now September 3rd. So I'm going to leave these in this greenhouse. I have a little propagation station with some LED lights, so that it's perfect for that. But I'll start off with this. So this is a watermelon peperomia. They're both rooted, and I've got a leaf coming, so I'm hoping it'll just boom. And then I also have peperomia piccolo banda. Sorry, there is a wide variation of peperomias, and I don't have them memorized. So this is that one. So here, I'll show you. In this pot that I have right here, I have two types of peperomias, one of which I have no idea what it's called. It was just labeled as peperomia, which is this one. And I combined it with the piccolo banda peperomia. And if you notice, these ones have more of kind of a sharper edge, whereas this one, unknown, is more round and vibrant green. And these ones are also vibrant green. But this propagation is the piccolo. And you see how small those leaves are? Some of those leaves? Well, I cut it in half and I put the base in the top, and that's what I've got. So I'm just waiting for those to boom, and I will post that at my shop too. And then I succeeded in propagating the other unknown peperomia. Same deal, the bottom and the top. I really like this one because if you put it in the right lighting, it turns really like a dark, vibrant green. And the piccolo banda has like more of a brighter, vibrant green. And then who doesn't like the watermelon peperomias? So I just zip it 3/4 of the way so it still receives some air, and but also creates that humidity that they need. So behind me here is my little water station. I propagated both of these at the same time in soil and in water. I've never done it before, and I've succeeded. I have two of them. Not all of these are peperomias. This one is a red planet begonia. They're like the crappy leaves. So I ordered it online and I just cut them, and I noticed that the stems were still really strong. So I put them in here hoping that they'll take root. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, my first peperomia was a watermelon peperomia. I loved it at first sight, and I just overwatered it and drowned it. And so it started falling over, but a few of the leaves were still standing pretty strong. So I wanted to cut it and save it and propagate it, hence why I did that soil one. I don't think I will be posting these ones at my shop because I need to get my own plant first so I can look at them. So that was the first leaf that I propagated and water at the same time. And this one was a survivor. I was still trying to like resuscitate it. And so it's a really ugly leaf, but they both took root. A little bit of a glare there, but they're very healthy. And with this one, I'm sure you could transplant it into the soil and it would do just fine, but I really want to let it sprout some leaves in the water before I actually, a couple leaves, before I actually put them into the soil. And this one, I have a few things propagating. I have that stringy one right there is a Hoya. Let's make some room here. Is a Hoya linearis. It's very popular. It was, I purchased it online. It was the only one that just wasn't very full. It looked like it was dying, so I put it in water hoping that I could get that to propagate as well. And I see some baby roots coming. There's so much going on in this one. Let's see. A little bit of baby roots coming. I want them to be about an inch before I actually transplant it. And then some of these are actually sprouting little baby leaves, the peperomias. I will show you when I start transplanting them. Oh, you can see down here at the bottom. There's one. There's one. I'm kind of nervous to put it in soil because I've never done that before. I do not want it to die. And I'm just like, where do I bury it? And how much do I water it? So I'm going to kind of figure that out and go do it with you as I make this video. So please don't judge me, because with gardening, I noticed that it's just, you're like a scientist. You just force these plants to thrive and grow in these mediums that they don't naturally grow in, like water. Soils, on the other hand, is a little bit different. And to see it succeed and develop is just the most rewarding therapy ever. And with this little station I have here, it's still the same peperomias I'm going to be transplanting with you guys here. And in this one, this is called Hoya Carey. Carey. It was a leaf that had fallen when I was unpackaging it, and I've had it in this just a little bit of water for the longest time. I change out the water like once a week, and it's very hard. It didn't rot away, and it looks like as if it's trying to create like a root ball, like a I don't know what you would call that, like a rhizome situation of roots, but no roots yet. So I'm just going to keep it in here, ignore it, change the water like once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever I feel like. Because the water needs to be changed to get rid of like the bacteria and also provide the plant with oxygen in the water. This is a string of bananas. My string of banana succulent just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I love them. I don't sell them yet at my shop. but these ones I am rooting. And there's just tiny little roots, but I'm going to wait till they get about 1.5 inches or so to transplant those. But that's beside the subject here. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to start off with. I'll probably start off with the easiest one, which are the Piccolo Banda ones, which is this one, and at my other propagation station. There is such a wide variation of peperomias. I have a few already that I haven't showed you guys. But I am going to start with the Piccolo Banda. I'm going to start off with the ones that have already created little pups. And in order to do that, we need to get our soil ready. So I have these little 2-incher little pots. And what you want to use with peperomias, they like a lot of oxygen, so you want to have like a very aerated soil. So I'm going to use just regular potting soil. I'm just going to add a little bit of succulent soil because that has a little bit of wood and a little bit of sand. That's the important part. Aeration. Water just draining through so it doesn't rot these plants. I'm also going to add some perlite, which is that volcanic matter. Keeps the soil fluffy, helps the drainage. So, un momento, I just need to grab a bowl. Okay. Oh, my sciatica is kind of hurting me right now. Get this bad boy out of the way. Okay, let's get started. So this soil that I'm using, I've mixed myself, and it's cocoa coir from coconut fiber, coconut. I'm probably going to make a little bit more. I added a little bit of pumice to this too. There's a little bit of perlite, but I'm going to add more perlite for this video. I'm just adding about a handful of each. 2 handfuls, I mean. And then my cactus succulent combo. I'm just going to put, I'll put 2, why not? And I'm going to mix it all up. And look how fluffy that is. I'm going to add just another handful of perlite because I really want it to be fluffy. So 3 handfuls of perlite, 2 cocoa coir, probably 1.5 cocoa coir because I already had mine pre-mixed, and then a handful of succulent soil. It should look something like that. Alright, just fill all these to the brim. You know, when I first started gardening, it all started with an orchid that died on me, and I bought another one because the flowers just attracted me. They're just so exotic looking, and I was determined to make it survive. And so I started doing a bunch of online research, and I started water propagating them. And you change out the water, and with water, with making plants live in water, they need nutrients because they're not receiving it from the soil. I'm going to show you one. It's a little dusty because, again, I'm remodeling, and sanding the walls, and they need to be cleaned off to get oxygen too. But this is one of my orchids in water. I have actually transplanted most of them back into peat moss and perlite and bark. They really like that aerated medium. And I water them once a week. I have them in terracotta pots. I just pour the water on it with a little bit of fish emulsion fertilizer and let it drain through and then put it back. They don't like direct sunlight either. So this is that. This is the aerial root. That was the old stem right there from the flower. But you can see some new growth on the roots there. So yeah, when I first started gardening, it was because, I'll just stick it over here, because of those. And you know, I noticed it was like my therapy, and now that I've expanded, as you can see, just one section in this room that I'm in has an east window, a west window, and a south window. And with my remodel, I'm going to be adding a skylight, so it's receiving that east light, a little bit of the southeast light. And since I've expanded this whole plant room and created shops because of my passion, I now have become part of the plants. Like, we are one. Sounds really nerdy. You will all understand someday if you're really obsessed or love plants like I do. And you can sell them and give them out as gifts, and to be able to do that and have your friends just send you these pictures of it growing, it means so much to me. It's amazing. So, alright, anywho, let's stay on topic here. I filled all these pots. I put it in a little tray. You want to pre-soak your soil, so I'm bottom feeding it right now. Because if I were to water it after I've transplanted it, it most likely will destroy the plants. It's just better to have your soil pre-soaked, okay? Just trust me, okay? Trial and error. I'm also top feeding them because I don't want to wait. I'm going to grab one more pot really quick, or bowl. Those kind of soak. These are the only pots I have left, so hopefully I have enough. Okay. I'm going to start with the easiest one, which is these ones, because there's no babies and I know I can just stick it straight in. So I'm going to do that. And while they're soaking, I'm just kind of digging a hole that's about, let's see, about an inch. I want to go an inch. So with your finger, the first knuckle here, bing, bing, is about an inch. All the way to your second knuckle is 2 inches. Rule of thumb. So, I'm debating, do I want to put all these together? How many do I got? I have 1, 2, 3 with little heads. So, yeah, I'm just putting it all in one pot. Okay. So in that case, I'm going to push that soil back down. And I'm going to make, since I have 4 stems here, do an inch down for each, and I'm doing an inch down 4 holes. I like using chopsticks because you can rewash them and they're just perfect for plants because sometimes your fingers are just don't do it. They're too fat, you know, with these little delicate plants. Okay, going in. I have my LED lights for my plants. I have 2 here and they just turned off. So the lighting might have changed. I haven't pushed it down yet. I'm just going to push it down at the very end. Yeah, and if these ones take, I'm going to be selling them at my shop at Plant Junkie Creations, and you get a free sticker that you can put anywhere, like a water bottle, to, you know, staying hydrated, and spreading the word, because I would really love that. Okay, that's heavy, okay? So it is definitely pre-soaked. I gotta take them out of this water right meow. I'm gonna dump the water out because I want to put them back in this tray. This tray is pretty much recycled from Red Robin. Burgers, man. Burgers and French fries. It's perfect because the lid is clear and it has these holes to help it breathe. But problem, I just realized it's going to be too tall for this one. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just going to put it in there for now. Why throw them out when you can use them as greenhouses? Okay, moving on. So that one's done. This whole little station done. Let's put this back here for like decor. I'm such a dork. Okay. And let's move on. I want to do this unknown one. This one will be easy because there's no babies. This one has a baby. Shoot. Put that there. This one doesn't have a baby. I'm going to put those together. And this one has a little baby. Holy moly, this one has like 5 babies. And it's my unknown one. And I have one more that has just like been hanging out of the water, but it still has roots. So I'm just going to fill this up with water right now. And wait for that to take root more. Alright, let's get this back over here. I'm a little OCD. So having all my plants, well not all of them, just, I don't know, a quarter of them I guess, and one just jammed right here, it drives me nuts. So when you work full time, it's kind of difficult to keep up. And you just have to let go. Okay. So I'm going to plant the ones that don't have babies in one little pot. I'm going to do about a 1/2 inch down, which is done like that. Get those roots in there. Also with watering, transplanting plants from transferring them from water to soil, you definitely want to keep your soil more on the moist side because those roots, it will shock it if you just dry them out and it won't take, you won't succeed. Peperomias do like to be watered about once a week, and they like to stay on the drier side though. But like I said, since they're propagated from water to soil, that'll be the experiment with peperomias that I have. So I'm going to keep them more on the moist side and see how that takes. Okay, I want to show you these little babies. I don't know how I'm going to put this in the soil, but we'll figure it out. Okay, do you see? I'm trying not to shake. Do you see those little babies? There's so many on this one. There we go. That's a good view. It's trying to zoom in on me. It's not working, but I'm going to kind of press the roots down. And I might even lightly cover the base of those babies, let those heads pop out. So this one isn't going to go as deep because I have these babies that I just don't want to kill. The whole point is to have them emerge from the soil. And I'm going to put the soil right on top of them, just the base. And push down. I am left-handed and I'm doing this right-handed, and I'm doing a damn good job. Okay, so the challenge with this is going to be that the base of the stem isn't going to be in the soil as much, so it's going to need support. And it's nice when you use the soil medium that I'm using because it's very light and small, so it can move around the babies. Okay, I gotta keep supporting and work one-handed. So I've got these little skewers and some cutters. I'm gonna poke this bad boy in here and support it. I mean, it stayed in the soil, but that didn't work when I was trying to show you guys. So I'm just going to hold it in place. Okay, I brought some string just in case. I've tried using wire before, like a thin wire, but I've noticed that like your plants get squeezed out, and it doesn't transfer the nutrients to the leaves, and so it's just better, trust me once again, to use string. I'm going to double knot this so it's secure. I'm going to push a little bit more soil on there. So if you have more soil on it, because I want to cover these roots that are exposed, the better, because these little green guys, the little babies, will pop out when they get some light on them, and they'll grow more hardy. But again, the roots will also find their way to the soil without spilling it. Can you see the little babies? And so I will have these growing in these pots probably for about a month before I actually post them at my shop. So please just, follow and stay tuned. And I will be selling these. I like this one because it has a higher root. I like when it has more roots all over the stem. Okay, well, with this one I only have one pot left, so I have to figure it out. I have garden hands. I thought about as a woman to get some fake nails, but I like to feel the dirt and play music too, so you can't really feel things with fake nails. So these leaves haven't completely developed, so I'm just going to kind of put this one in there and let them find their way up to the light. And right now I'm going to pre-cut my string and my skewers. Okay, close your eyes. Just joking. I'm going to start with the easy one first that I'm putting in. That's about a ½ inch. I'm going to plant it outwards so it doesn't run into the other one. Just kind of let that hang out. Again, about a ½ inch. These roots are so much longer than the other one. They will find their way to the bottom. Oh, when you water these peperomias, I tend to bottom feed them because when you top feed them, lesson learned with the watermelon peperomia, it will rot. It will rot the stem. So bottom feed them. And when you do that, let them sit for like 5 minutes or so till they're done eating. And then take it out of the water so it's not just sitting in water. That will develop root rot and then you lose. So the head is just slightly poking out of the soil. You'll see in a minute. I wish I had a longer table. I meant a higher table because I'm slouching. Add more soil for the support. So crunchy. And kind of pushing it down a little bit. The other peperomias that I've done the leaf cuttings with, since they're already established, the roots in the soil, I will be posting those ones at my shop here probably in about 2 weeks or so. Maybe even longer, maybe a month, because I want them to be established when I'm shipping them. So next time you go to eat sushi or you go to a Chinese restaurant, save your chopsticks. I also have metal ones, which are probably more sanitary. This one is, I got it at a garage sale in a bundle. They're wood, but I clean them. You can barely see the head. This is not going to work. Sorry, guys. You see the head? A little green popping out. And that's it, guys. We did it. Figured it out. So I'm not going to put the lid on this as much as I wanted. I've got another lid I can use. And since the roots are established, we want them to be more established, right? So you don't want direct light. So most likely an east window would be good. This also is too small. Or an LED light. That's what I've been using. I'm going to support this one a little bit better. LED lights are awesome. I get mine from Amazon, and I set them for 16 hours. It's got a 12 hours is the longest setting, and then when they turn off, I put it on for 3 more hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to I have another container lid that's a lot taller. It's just at my propagation station. I'll switch out the lids there. And I might just set these under an LED light or my east window. Just depends. Well, anyhow, thanks for watching. And please stop by my Etsy shop. And I have a bunch of plants that I'm always updating and posting. And they're my propagations, and some are just plants where they're just too large, and I'll just split them apart and sell them. So please visit. It's Plant Junkie Creations. You get an awesome sticker, and that's all I have to say. Thanks, guys. Ciao.